I've got a thought.
Please say Jon Watts.
That's really good, but that's not what I was going to say.
Divine is the thing. Okay.
I mean, okay, I'm adding that to the list mentally in the old noggin.
Jon Watts is out as director of the new Fantastic Four movie. So who's in? Will it be a bold new cinematic voice? An old favorite coming back into the fold? Watch the video to find out who we picked. The big news last week was that Jon Watts, the director of the 3 MCU Spider-Man movies, was leaving the Fantastic Four movie project that he'd been previously announced as being the director for. So the question is now in front of all of us, who is going to direct Fantastic Four? The 1, 2, 3, fourth attempt at bringing this franchise to life, right? We had the Roger Corman version that never was even released. Tim Story had 2 movies that were like fine-ish to bad.
They were exactly fine.
Then the Josh Trank movie that was something else.
Perfect.
Perfect, yeah. So who is the right person?
Burger.
Yeah, the Thing Burger. Who could forget that? Who's the right person to bring the Fantastic Four to life under Kevin Feige's watch? What do we think? Do we have any thoughts about that?
Oh, I think we've got plenty.
Tom?
I've
Who
got
wants
a
to go
thought.
first?
Please say Jon Watts.
That's really good, but that's not what I was going to say.
Divine is the thing. Okay.
I mean, okay, I'm adding that to the list mentally in the old noggin.
That would be great.
I think that it's time for noted Marvel fan Martin Scorsese to step into the ring and direct a gritty Fantastic Four. We all know he loves comic book movies. He thinks they are the highest possible form of artistic expression.
The sarcasm is thick this morning.
Yeah.
I think this is great.
I
So we
just
get
think
Leonardo DiCaprio as Mr. Fantastic.
Yes, exactly.
We bring Joe Pesci back to do Ben Grimm.
de-aged De Niro. Yeah.
As the Invisible Woman.
Human Torch.
As the Invisible Woman. Exactly. De Niro contains multitudes. He can definitely do that. Yeah. No,
Ray Liotta is the Human Torch.
Perfect. See? Come on, Marty. Just get on board. It's so easy.
Okay.
America wants a 3-hour and 58-minute long Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
That they feel
Exclusively
obligated
available
to
on
watch.
Netflix somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll still
Here
put it
for
on
it.
Netflix.
Anyway, that's not a good answer. It's because it's not a real answer.
That's okay.
Answer.
That's all right. It's fine.
I was thinking about it. We've talked about directors we want to bring into the MCU before, and I said stuff like Rian Johnson and people like that. And I don't know. I was kind of thinking about it, and if anyone who's talked to me for more than 5 minutes might know that I'm obsessed with the 2019 movie Hustlers, and I feel like it got really robbed of any positive attention. And the director of that movie, Lorraine Scafaria, is a really, really smart director who doesn't get enough work. So I was like, I don't know, why don't we give her a project that she could probably improve upon the source material, in that she took a New York Magazine article and gave Jennifer Lopez like the role of a lifetime and made a really good movie out of it. That Scorsese, by the way, was offered initially and he said no. But yeah, I don't know. Bring somebody in. Like, she's done a few episodes of like Succession, but she also used to do shows like New Girl, so she's got a lot of range in terms of like comedy, drama.
Right.
Yeah, I just was kind of like, who's a director whose work I really like, who just doesn't get enough traction. So that's my spur of the moment answer. Who's
That's a
not
good
Scorsese?
pick. That's good.
Also bring
Tom,
more female
what do you
directors
think?
into the MCU.
Yes, I agree.
I was thinking about, who I kind of want to see in. It's been a little bit. I would love for them to bring Jon Favreau back to do another movie, especially now. Like once it felt like there was kind of a bad taste in his mouth after Iron Man 2, and especially if you ever saw Chef, that was just kind of a long allegory for why he didn't want to do these anymore. But I don't know. I think it could be interesting to see what he would make 15 years after the first Iron Man movie. Like, what would his superhero movie look like now?
He definitely still works with the company. He shows up as Happy in all the Spider-Man movies and in Endgame. and
he made
in
The
Infinity War.
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
He made
Right, he's still working with Disney, working on The Mandalorian. He's doing, he's
he did
still
The Lion King. He's no.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like obviously they
that's a really
have a
good
working
thought.
relationship, and he's a good director. And the stuff that obviously he was the guy that made all of this possible.
He makes the ridiculous
taking
seem
a-
believable.
Yeah.
And took
before Iron Man, no one would have thought that this movie would be as good as it was and launch this whole thing. So,
and it shouldn't have been. Like by all accounts, they were rewriting scenes on the day, and that's why that movie feels a little bit like Altman-esque. Is that he said, "Here's the points that you need to hit. Everybody talk over each other and make it sound natural." And the result was we have an MCU now. So yeah,
and that would be a great way. That would be a great way to make the Fantastic Four work too, because those characters their conflict is what makes them interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Like they're a family.
Familial. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good thought. Yeah,
I know. I'm really, really smart. People forget about that because I'm so good looking.
Both
But like,
really
I'm also,
smart. You're both doing great.
I'm okay.
My pick is very lame, and it was Peyton Reed, who
I thought
is
about
doing
Peyton
all the
Reed too,
Ant-Man
actually.
movies.
I did.
And the only reason I'm picking him, well, there's a couple of reasons. One is I think that he does good work within the MCU, making these fun and funny Marvel movies that have different elements. They're heist movies, they're comedies, but they've also got superhero stuff going on. So he's very good at genre bending within the confines of this universe. We know that he works well with the Marvel studio hierarchy, and he has publicly said that he wants to do Fantastic Four. So to me, it just seems like a really, in my mind, he's next in line. So if he doesn't get it, I don't know him, but I'll be sad for him a little bit.
In terms of people who have directed in the MCU before to great success, how do you two feel about just dragging the Russo brothers back into directors' chairs to make sure this is good?
It's probably the best move.
Actually,
from everything.
Because I thought
so
about that
good at
too,
it,
and
man.
it feels like too easy of an answer. But can Kevin Feige just browbeat them into doing something else, basically?
I mean,
great
part
would
of
that
me
be?
wants to say James Gunn and Taika Waititi, but at the same time, they're so good in their particular little areas of the MCU that they're making so great reflections of their sensibilities that if you were to bring them into the mainline, the Earthbound Fantastic Four stuff, potentially Earthbound, I don't know. It almost feels like it wouldn't fit quite so well, because James Gunn is good at kind of pushing the boundaries and being a little edgy while getting to the heart of things. Yeah. And that doesn't fit for Fantastic Four. And Taika Waititi is so good at adding an oddball, quirky sensibility to these,
everything
these
Waititi does,
gods
like
and things.
Our Flag Means Death and stuff like that, is super heightened and is really over the top and in a great way, in the best way, but still.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, I'm curious to see who they pick. Whoever it is, I hope that they do a great job, because we're looking for a good Fantastic Four movie for years. And they are so important to the history of the Marvel universe. They were the characters who kicked off all of Marvel Comics superhero stuff, for real, in the 60s. Without them, we wouldn't have what we have now. So I really hope that they can be, done justice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Everything Marvel. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more videos about your favorite Marvel stuff is coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.